It's Dinger Tuesday, and we got a 16-game slate. Let's talk some baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back with a huge 16-game slate in the MLB. We're coming off a 2-2 profitable day, hitting the only one-unit play. I wanted better, but you know what? Anytime you secure profit in the MLB, you will take it. So we'll go over that recap in just a little bit. But like I mentioned, it is Dinger Tuesday. So we are carrying over the winnings from last week because we didn't have a winner. The winner today gets the 2 free months of Outlier. So leave a comment below with your home run pick, but you must also include the odds and the sportsbook that you found it, because the highest odds win. If we have a tie in odds, it goes to the longest home run hit. Same player tie just means both people win. So that's what we got. Be sure to leave a comment and win Dinger Tuesday this week. But quick reminder, as I've said all week, website for justabetoutside.com is up now. We've been making adjustments and tinkering with it, making sure it's as good as it can be for you guys every single day. It's free to join if you just want to be a part of the community and do all that kind of stuff. But if you want to use the premium betting tools, and there's some tools in there, guys, that you really just don't get anywhere else. But you can use the coupon code JABOLAUNCH, and you get 1 free month. There's a video tutorial up on the YouTube page. I got to work on getting that actually pinned to the top of our YouTube page, but you can find that video and go check it out. But let's get into it, and we got an MLB fun fact here. So, in honor of my boy Ichiro making the Hall of Fame over the weekend, I have an insane stat. Of the 3,000 Hit Club members, there are 33 people that have 3,000 hits or more. It's obviously a huge community there in the MLB. But all of them had at least 531 hits through age 26. 13 of them had over 1,000 hits by age 26. Ichiro through age 26, 0 hits. Ended with 3,089. Obviously got a late start coming over from Japan. You guys know this guy was unbelievable. Just wanted to point that out. But in this video, we're going to recap that winning day yesterday, and then we're going to go over the good and bad hitter matchups, the good pitcher strikeout matchups, and then, of course, we'll give you the full 16-game pitcher report, and we will end it with the best bets and the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome community. We got NFL right around the corner. I am getting jacked up for that. We got a futures video coming out here in the next couple weeks. So we got a lot going on. But let's get this party started. And that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. A 2-2 day hitting the only one-unit play. Nick Kurtz, Luis Arias, 1+ hit each. Kurtz got it done in his third at-bat, but Arias got it done in the first inning. Love to see that one. So that was a nice winner. And then second one, Jacob Mizorowski over 5.5 Ks. What a wild first inning. He walked a couple guys, threw the ball over the first baseman's head to score 2 more unearned runs. But you know what? He struck out the side in the first inning, and then he finally stayed in there and settled down a little bit. And he ended up with 7 strikeouts, even with a limited pitch count. Gotta love it. And then the alternate game total parlay. Guys, first of all, over 7.5 Jays Orioles, never a doubt. Mariners A's, I don't understand. This line not only was 9.5 when I gave this out the night before, it went up to 10.5. 3-1 final. A's had no interest in hitting. The Mariners had rally after rally, hit 3 double plays. Just, it is what it is. That sucked. But Rangers minus 1.5. DeGrom lost. How many superstar pitchers today lost? Framber Valdez lost to the Nationals. Jacob DeGrom lost to the Angels. And there were many, many more today. It was absolutely insane. But either way, again, it's a profitable day. Obviously, I want to sweep every day and win 3 units or 4 units every day. But you know what? We'll take some profit. There's the overall record and the breakdown. So that's what I got for the recap. Now let's talk some hitter matchups. All right, as you guys can tell, my face is not in the corner in all these slides because Ryan is gone almost the whole week. So it is all me all week, so bear with me. But here we go. These are the best hitter matchups we got, starting with Travis d'Arnaud, 9 for 20 off Patrick Corbin. Maldonado, obviously a couple guys you're not going to really bet on much. Manny Machado, though, 7 for 19. Bogart, 7 for 15. Iglesias, 5 for 14. So we got some Padre hitters that have hit Sean Manaea pretty well. And then you go over there to the right side, Luis Arias, 4 for 9 against Manaea as well. And then there's all the rest of the guys, including Polanco, 5 for 12 off Severino. Jonah Heim, 5 for 10, all singles off of Kikuchi. And then also there on the bottom left, the depleted Atlanta Braves team, Ronald Acuna, 6 for 12 off Seth Lugo. So that's what we got for the good hitter matchups. Now let's take a look at the bad hitter matchups. And that's right, we got 12 of these for you today. You know, no real huge names other than Buxton is 2 for 29, 2 for 21 with 9 Ks off Giolito. Arenado 3 for 17, 4 Ks. Sorry, we do have some big names. Fernando Tatis 2 for 14 with 6 Ks off Manaea. And then over there on the right side, Ozuna struggling against Lugo. Again, now we're getting to less at bats, only 11. But that's what we got. Austin Riley, 2 for 11 off Lugo as well. So that's what we got for the hitter matchups today. Now let's talk some Ks. All right, we have a 16-game slate, but just one good pitcher strikeout matchup. When I say good, if you're new to the channel, I just mean high strikeout pitchers versus teams that in the last 3 weeks have been striking out quite a bit versus that arm, whether it's righty or lefty. You say Kikuchi versus the Rangers. Rangers, the highest K rate in the league versus lefties at 29.5%. Kikuchi, 127 Ks and 122.2 innings. He's been a bit up and down lately, as you see there. Last 5 starts, 7, 4, 5, 8, and 4 strikeouts. Almost identical home road splits. Higher K rate versus lefties, 29.2 compared to 22.6 versus righties. Now, he has faced the Rangers already twice this season. He's only had 6 and 4 Ks, so nothing huge. 10 Ks in 11 innings. Now, since that's the only one, I wanted to give you guys as much info as possible. Here are the other 5 high strikeout pitchers today, just so you guys have an idea of what their matchup is. Eric Lauer at the Orioles. And again, we have a doubleheader. I don't even know really for sure if he's pitching game 1 or 2, but Baltimore has the 8th lowest K rate versus lefties last 3 weeks. Last time at the Reds, Cincy's 7th lowest K rate versus righties. Luzardo against the White Sox. White Sox 16th highest K rate, so pretty much average matchup. Sean Manaea, Padres, you guys know, do not strike out at all. They have the 3rd lowest K rate. And then Soroka at the Astros. This could have maybe been a best pitcher strikeout matchup. It was on the border. But Astros have the 11th highest K rate versus righties, which is surprising in the last 3 weeks at 23.3%. So that's what we got for the Ks. Now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, here are the first 8 matchups of the day. And again, we start out with a doubleheader, Toronto and Baltimore, but the pitchers have changed from game 1 to game 2, not all listed. So I'm obviously just going to stay away from it. But you got Charlie Morton throwing, I think, game 1, maybe Eric Lauer game 2. Morton, rough last 2 starts, giving up 10 earned runs on 13 hits in 12 innings in 2 road games at Cleveland and at Tampa. Eric Lauer, he's been a solid lefty for this Blue Jays team. Coming off an 8-inning, 1 earned run start at Detroit. He's now given up 2 or less earned runs in 15 of 16 starts. That is unbelievable. And then we got Tanner Gordon versus Logan Allen. Second start since May for Gordon. He went 6 shutout innings last week versus St. Louis. And then we got Logan Allen, the lefty. Struggled his last 2 starts, giving up 15 hits and 7 earned runs in just 11.2 innings against the A's and the Orioles. And then Brandon Pfaadt versus Casey Mize. Pfaadt has settled down a bit. I know I have made fun of him all season long, but he has now given up 2 or less earned runs in 4 of his last 5 starts, so kudos to him. And then Casey Mize struggled in his last 2 starts, giving up 16 hits and 10 earned runs in his last 7 innings. And then Boyle versus Fried. That's right, Boyle Fried. I don't know, there's something there. Anyways, Boyle will only go 2 to 3 innings probably. And then Fried, he's actually been struggling. In July, how about a 6.52 ERA, giving up 3+ earned runs in every single start this month. I will say he's faced some tough competition, but still just has not been the same. And then Glasnow versus Lodolo. We're going to talk about this game a little bit later. And then we got Giolito versus Giolito versus, I think, TBD right now from Minnesota. We do not know. At one point I saw Paddock. I think he got traded. I don't know. Anyways, Giolito, after a dominant stretch, he has now given up 9 earned runs and 11 hits in his last 9.1 innings over 2 starts. And then we finished with Eric Fedde of the Braves. That is correct. He got traded to the Braves, and he will be facing Seth Lugo in his Braves debut. Eric Fedde's been awful. Let's face it. He's given up 3+ earned runs in 6 of his last 7 starts, 6+ earned runs in 3 of his last 7. Braves are just desperate for arms, but not good arms, just arms in general because they are hurt. But Seth Lugo, giving up 2 or less earned runs in 8 of his last 9 starts, now been pretty consistent outside of a couple bad starts. You see that 2.95 ERA. Decent, pretty much average numbers across the board. Just got a huge extension, by the way, with the Royals as well. So that's what we got for page 1. All the averages are on the bottom. Now let's check out page 2. We got Luzardo versus Cannon. We are going to talk about that game later as well. And then Colin Ray versus Quinn Priester. Ray came back down to earth last start, giving up 5 earned runs in 5 innings versus the Royals. And then Priester continues his solid season, giving up 2 or less earned runs in 9 of his last 11 starts. The Brewers have now won 10 straight Quinn Priester starts. I think it's 10. There's a chance it's 9. Either way, they are winning every single time he goes to the mound. And then we got Sandy versus Sonny Gray. I'm going to be honest, Sandy's in better form. It's crazy to say, but he had a good start after giving up just 4 hits and 0 earned run versus the Padres. Again, it's been a rocky season for him, but he's looked a little bit better lately. Sonny Gray, I bet on his bounce back last start, and it was ugly yet again. He has now given up 14 earned runs and 22 hits in his last 8.1 innings, guys. 22 hits in his last 8.1 innings. How does that even happen when you pitch that well all season? Anyway, Soroka versus Alexander. Soroka giving up just 9 hits in his last 14.2 innings, 2 or less earned runs now in 4 of his last 5. So he's pitching pretty well. Alexander, he's only made 2 official starts, also pitching out of the bullpen, giving up 14 hits and 7 earned runs in 12 innings in those 2 starts. And then we got a pair of lefties in the AL West. Patrick Corbin versus Yusei Kikuchi. Corbin continues his solid start, right? Like we all expected, right? Not at all. Anyways, 2.01 ERA this month. That's Patrick Corbin. Kikuchi struggling lately, not gone as deep into games as he used to. In July, he has a 4.85 ERA. Sean Manaea versus Yu Darvish. I believe it's Darvish. Again, I've seen some TBD, some Darvish, but so keep an eye on it. But Sean Manaea giving up 1 earned run in each of his 3 starts so far, stretched out to 82 pitches in his last start. And then Darvish was shellacked last start in St. Louis, gave up 8 hits, 8 earned runs in 3.1 innings. It's been a massive struggle for him, not going to lie, in his 4 starts so far. And then Bailey Falter versus Justin Verlander. Falter, after a rough stretch, after faltering, see what I did there. Anyways, he bounced back with 7 innings, 4 hits, and 1 earned run versus the struggling Tigers offense. And then the old man Verlander, that's right, he's got to get home after this as well. It's been a struggle this season, but he is coming off his first win of the season. He went 5 innings, gave up 1 hit, and 0 earned runs at the Braves. And then we end it with another AL West showdown. Logan Evans versus Luis Severino. Evans struggled on the road except his last start where he gave up just 1 earned run on 3 hits and 5 innings at the Angels. Severino been a little bit better lately, 4.29 ERA in July, but like I've said before, he's come out and said how much he hates pitching at this ballpark. He has been awful at home overall. He's been much better on the road. So we'll see what happens in this one. But that's what we got for all 16 matchups. Again, all the averages are on the bottom. We got home runs per 9, expected ERA, etc., etc. Hopefully this helps you get some winners. But that's what we got for the research help. Now it's time for the best bets. All right, we head out to Chicago for this first one where the White Sox host the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies on the money line minus 207. White Sox money line plus 168 with a total of 8.5 runs. I'm going with the total. I don't usually do a full unit on a total, but I love this one. Give me the over 8.5 runs for that one unit. Minus 110. I saw it on DK and BetMGM. I'm going to just be honest with you guys. I was so close to the White Sox team total over 3.5. In fact, I even did a write-up on just that. I ended up switching to the over in the full game. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me, but you know how this goes. But either way, just want to let you know, weather 90 degrees with 5 to 6 mile an hour winds blowing out. Great hitting weather here. Starting pitcher matchup, Jesus Luzardo versus Jonathan Cannon. Let's jump into Luzardo first. He has been blown up many times this year. He has given up 4+ earned runs now in 3 of his last 4 starts. He's just flat out not in good form. And in those 3 starts, it was Boston, the Angels, and Cincy. Not exactly just dominant lineups against lefties. He just walked 5 guys in his last start. Now has 3+ walks in 3 of his last 5. It seems like he's either getting crushed or giving up 0 or 1 run. But here's a crazy stat. Phillies games are over this 8.5 total in 8 of 10 Luzardo road starts. So anytime Luzardo takes them out on the road, they are pretty much going over every single time. Now, Cannon, coming off a terrible start, giving up 5 earned runs. He was pitching well before that, but it was against the Giants, Rockies, Guardians, and the Pirates. So take that for what it is. He has given up a 287 average and 500 slugging to lefties. We know Phillies have some power lefties in that lineup. Now, offenses. This is why, again, you might get a longer write-up on this White Sox offense because it was about the team total at first. But White Sox versus lefties in the last 3 weeks, I'm going to break some news that is surprising to you. If you're drinking coffee, set it down. This is crazy. The White Sox are currently the number 1 offense against lefties in the entire major leagues. The number 1 WRC plus 147, number 1 slugging 560, number 1 OPS, number 2 batting average 291. Here's the crazy part. The last 8 lefties to face the White Sox. Bear with me. Kershaw gave up 9 hits and 4 earned runs to the White Sox. Eric Lauer, 4 hits and 2 earned runs in just 4 innings. Logan Allen, 1 hit and 2 earned runs. He was the one lefty that pitched well against them. Joey Cantillo, 7 hits and 4 earned runs. Bailey Falter, 6 hits and 4 earned runs in just 4 innings. Andrew Heaney, 9 hits and 7 earned runs in 4 innings. Now, you're thinking, okay, well, that's not that great of lefties. Now I continue. Shota Imanaga gave up 12 hits and 7 earned runs in just 3 innings to this White Sox team over the weekend. And then, how about Monday? Christopher Sanchez, maybe a top 3 lefty in the entire league. 7 hits and 4 earned runs allowed in 6.2 innings. Sanchez had given up 1 earned run exactly in like 6 straight starts. I mean, it is insane. They got 19 hits and 11 earned runs combo off Imanaga and Christopher Sanchez. It's crazy to think this offense is number 1, but they absolutely are. Crushing those last two guys is really what made me a believer. Again, one of the reasons I almost went with their team total over. But Phillies versus righties, top 10 team. 9th highest WRC plus, 8th highest OPS, 7th highest slugging. I think they get some runs off Cannon and this White Sox bullpen. So, again, good weather, good offenses, two pitchers that I don't really trust. If you want to go White Sox team total, I don't mind that either. But I'm going to go 1 unit. I think we see a lot of runs here. So give me the over 8.5 runs as my first best bet. All right, this second one takes us out to Cincinnati, where the Reds host the LA Dodgers. Dodgers moneyline minus 156, Reds moneyline plus 128 with a total of 9 runs. I was not planning on just betting totals, but you know what? I love this total as well. Give me the under 9 runs at minus 108 on DraftKings, 4.5 unit. These two teams are living on the under. That's right. Dodgers last 10 games, 8 of the last 10 have gone under 9 runs. Reds last 10 games, 7-2-1 to the under of 9 runs. They're just under machines right now. These teams just do not know how to go over 9 right now. Starting pitcher matchup, Tyler Glasnow versus Nick Lodolo. So Glasnow, he's starting to find his groove again. Went 7 innings and 106 pitches, giving up just 1 earned run in his last start. So you love to see him. He is pretty much fully back now. Giving up 2 earned runs in just his last 18 innings. If you guys don't know, this guy is a stud. Had a late start to the year, but only 9 hits allowed in his last 18 innings. 23 Ks as well. 9 hits and 23 Ks. In fact, he just came off a start where he had 12 strikeouts alone. I think he pitches well here. Now, Nick Lodolo, as mentioned earlier, he is really, really pitching well. Actually, I don't even think I mentioned it in the pitcher report, but he has a 1.61 ERA in July, coming off a complete game shutout. He's limiting hard contact. Last 4 starts in this small ballpark. That's right, in Cincy. Taking it under can be scary, but again, Reds have continued to go under. Last 4 starts in this ballpark for Lodolo. 4 turtle. What's a turtle? Anyways, I know what a turtle is, by the way. 4 total earned runs allowed in 21.2 innings. That is impressive in Cincinnati. I think he pitches well again here. Why? Because these offenses are not very good right now. Dodgers, they are an average offense. 16th WRC plus versus lefties last 3 weeks. 21st in batting average. 16th in slugging. Mookie continues to struggle. The bottom of the order is not giving much either. And then we got the Reds. Haven't been good either. Hence all the unders. 22nd WRC plus. 25th slugging versus righties last 3 weeks. It just has not been pretty. And then both bullpens in pretty decent shape here. Like I said, these teams are flying under this line lately. Now we get Glasnow and Lodolo, 2 pitchers who I think are in excellent form. I like it yet again. Give me the under 9 runs as my second best bet. All right, those are my only 2 bets so far on the video. Again, there will be added plays in the comments below. As you guys know, Ryan is gone. I got to edit this video. It's already getting late. So, again, be sure to check the pinned comments because I will have added plays, maybe even one before I go to bed tonight. So, these are 2 best bets so far. Over 8.5, Phillies and the White Sox, minus 110 on BetMGM. That is a 1-unit play. And then the under 9 in the Dodgers-Reds game, 4.5 units. So, I got 2 totals. Let's get some winners today. Again, reminder, leave your home run bet below for Dinger Tuesday to have a chance to win 2 free months of Outlier. But thank you guys for listening. As always, really appreciate it. Hope you have a great Tuesday, and we'll talk to you soon.